Okay, magandang umaga. So ngayon, ating pag-uusapan itong matagal nang kumakalat na problema tungkol sa Pemdas. Marami nagtatalo. Ano nga ba ang totoo? Ito ba ay 1 or 9? Okay? So kung iisipin natin, 1 or 9, ito, kung sino man ang gustong bumoto sa 1 ba, o bibigyan ko kayo ng pagkakataon, 1 ba o 9 ang tamang sagot dito. Pero para sa akin, walang tamang sagot. Okay? Ibig ko sabihin, yung 1 pwedeng sagot, yung 9 pwedeng sagot. Kasi kung titingnan natin, yung pinag-aawayan natin ay Pemdas. Okay? So bago natin sagutin, ano nga ba talaga ang tama dito? 1 ba o 9? Tingnan muna natin, ano nga ba ang Pemdas? Okay. Ang Pemdas, ito ay sinitingnan natin, rule. Ito yung inaano natin, rule for performing operations. Fundamental operations. Yan. So, ibig sabihin, ito lang yung rule na sinasabi natin. Kasi kung wala tayong rule, or tinatawag ng iba ay convention, so kung halimbawa, meron tayong 4 plus 3 times 4 minus 2 divided by 6. So, ano itong sagot na ito? So, ngayon, yung rule na ito, sinasabi natin, kapag meron tayong ganito, ano yung uunahin natin? So, pwede naman tayong magkaroon ng rule. Pwede ang gawin nating rule, mauuna ang addition and subtraction. They are in group. And then multiplication, division, they are in group. So, pwede natin ding bigyan ng ganitong rule or ASMD. Okay, kung gugustuhin natin. Pero, meron kasi na tayong tinatawag, okay, nung nag-aral tayo, meron na tayong tinatawag na universal rule. Or, yung convention natin universal rule. Ito ay yung Pemdas. Okay? So, sinabi sa Pemdas, ibig sabihin, yung P, ibig sabihin ay parenthesis. Tama? Uunahin natin yung lahat ng mga numbers, i-operate natin. We perform the operations within this parenthesis. First, that's the rule in Pemdas. And then, we have here, after we settle everything, we already perform the operations inside the parenthesis. Now, what do you mean by this? This is exponentiations. And then after we settle all the numbers, we perform the operations within the parenthesis. Now, we will go to exponentiations. So, we look at the operation. We start first with exponentiation. For example, I put it here. Usually, symbol for exponentiation, we have here, let's say, we have here, usually the symbol for, let's make it this one, 6 raised to 2. So, ibig sabihin, unahin muna natin yun. And then after that, this one came in group because multiplication is just, division is just multiplication. And then addition, for subtraction naman, it's just addition. It's just the inverse. Okay? So now, ibig sabihin ng multiplication, division, kung multiplication or division na lang natitira, we need to perform it from left to right. And then kung addition and subtraction naman ang natitira, we need to add and subtract, or we just perform the operations from left to right. So yun lang ibig sabihin. Meron tayong universal rule na sinusunod, which is Pemdas. Okay? So we have here, we have the parenthesis, and then followed by exponentiation, and then followed by multiplication, division, and then followed by addition, subtraction. So now, titignan natin. Now we will solve this problem here. So first, we perform 6 raised to 2 and we know that is, so we have now here, so let me first copy this one, and then later we have it copy. Okay, okay, let's just go back to the next other page. So we first start with this one, so we need to first add this one, multiply rather, and then we perform this, and then after that division. So we have now 4. This one will be 4 plus 12 minus 2 divided by, and that is 36, right? Of course, after that we need to have this divide, but this is not a good number, it's very big. And then after that we will have some kind of plus 4. This is not a good example, but let me say this is, we'll just change it to 72. So let's say this is 72. Yes, we perform this first, and then this number will be, we have now 4 plus 12 minus 2, and then we arrive with this one. So this is just, all the operations are just addition and subtraction, so we'll just perform the operations from left to right. So we're gonna have 4 plus 12, that is 16 minus 2, so we have 14. So that's the answer. Now the thing is, this is just very simple, there's no debate which one to follow, just follow PEMDAS. Now we tackle what's the problem that we have wrote a while ago, and that is 6. We have here divided by, we have here 2 times 1 plus 3. Okay, so saan ba nagkaroon ng problema? Nasaan ang problema? Yan ang malaking tanong. Nasaan ang problema? Bakit tayo nagkakaroon ng problema? Sabi nyo, follow PEMDAS. Ang isang problema natin kasi, yung symbol natin, we have the symbol for multiplication, right? Symbol for multiplication. Diyan tayo nagkaroon ng problema. It depends kung ano man ang gusto natin. So for halimbawa, so yung multiplication natin, the symbol, it can be used by that. Can you be used by this cross? Or sometimes by, for example, parenthesis. It means you have a number, you multiply it by this number. So doon nagkakaroon ng problema ngayon, doon sa multiplication natin. And usually, doon sa rule na yon, doon tayo nagkakatalo. Ano ba ibig sabihin? If we have this number, 2 times 1 plus 2, ano ba ang ibig sabihin? So now, the people interpret it, number 1, as this 2 times 1 plus 2. It means this is already a number. Okay? So ibig sabihin, they don't interpret this, yeah, this is multiplication, but they interpret it that we need to perform this first. Just like if you have here 2x, like the symbol, if you are doing now, so that's the idea. But the other people will interpret this as just 2 times 1 plus 2. So doon nakakatalo. Dito, sabihin niya, this is already attached. We have a parenthesis. So we have a convention. Dito nagkaroon ng convention. Ibig sabihin, unahin na natin to. Ibig sabihin kasi nito, you need to distribute this first before anything else. So yung ibang tao naman, ibig sabihin daw niya, ibig sabihin nung times na yan, this is multiplication. That's it. And we have here, this is multiplication. So now, ganito yung nagiging problema. 6 division divided by 2 times 1 plus 2. So again, we have two interpretation. First, ibig sabihin daw niyan, ibig sabihin, we need first to operate this because this is 2 times and that's their convention. Kung yun ang paniniwala nila, we cannot debate on that because this is convention. Ibig sabihin daw, first is to distribute this. Okay? So, we have now here 6 divided by, so if you distribute, so we can have 2 plus 4, which is equal to 6 divided by 6, and that is 1. So we can get 1. That is according to our own interpretation of this 2 times, because we cannot see if the symbol cross here, we don't have that. Okay? So that's the interpretation of the people who are thinking the answer must be 1. But still, we are following Pemdas. Now, the idea here that in the Pemdas, they think of it as part of the P, the parenthesis. That's why he needs first to distribute 2. The next interpretation of that is that number 2 we have here is that we interpret this as multiplication. So 6 divided by 2 times 1 plus 2. And then, if that is our interpretation, our next goal now is to just apply Pemdas. Very clear. We need first to deal those numbers inside parentheses. So we have now 6 divided by 2 times, we have here, this is 1 plus 2, that is 3. And now we have the operations division and multiplications. Just like what I have said a while ago, if you have multiplication and divisions, those are the only operations. You need to perform the operations from left to right. So we have now here 6 divided by 2. We know that's 3. So we have 3 times 3, it is equal to 9. So again, if you're gonna debate, it's a matter of convention. Okay? There's no right and wrong. Actually, both are correct in their own interpretation of the problem. Actually, again, I'm telling you, this Pemdas is just sort of or kind of a universal rule on how to operate some numbers. Okay? So that, for example, kung meron na tayong rule, nilatag yung number, alam mo ano yung gagawin mo. Wala nang debate which one. But this one, we need to revisit this. And dun sa elementary at high school, or it should be in elementary, we should be clear. For example, in the Philippines, we should give one in our education system, one interpretation about this, so that we can remove this thinking for the students. Okay, that's it. Thank you.